You are not loyal. You only believe you are, and that belief is the first chain they ever put on you. You feel it every time someone talks down to you but still expects respect. You see the pattern every time someone uses your effort and then smiles like you should feel grateful. You are not confused. You are not blind. You are just still trying to win a game that was never designed for you to win. You are exhausted in a very specific way. Not tired from work, not tired from life. Tired from seeing what people are doing to you while pretending you do not see it. Tired from staying calm while someone tests your limits and waits to see how much you will tolerate. Tired from knowing you are capable of more but still holding yourself back because part of you believes loyalty will eventually be rewarded. That belief is killing you slowly. You do not need motivation tonight. You need a weapon. And once you understand what I am about to show you, you will never be able to look at loyalty the same way again. Machiavelli wrote, "Men are so simple and so much creatures of circumstance that the deceiver will always find someone who will let himself be deceived." That sentence is not about fools. It is about good people who believe loyalty protects them. It means that the moment you believe your loyalty makes you safe, someone smarter than you has already decided how to use it. You think loyalty makes you strong. You think it makes you respected. You think it makes you different from the people who lie and manipulate. But loyalty without power is not virtue. It is obedience disguised as character. Look at your own life for a second. The people who benefited the most from your loyalty never asked if it cost you something. They only asked if you would keep giving more. That is not respect. That is conditioning. You were not born loyal. Someone trained you to be loyal. Someone rewarded you for staying quiet. Someone praised you when you sacrificed your own advantage. Someone made you believe that being calm while someone disrespects you makes you morally superior. Power does not see morality. Power sees patterns, and your loyalty became the most predictable pattern in the room. You need to understand something brutal. The moment your loyalty becomes predictable, you stop being a person and become a resource. You become the safe option, the one who will stay, the one who will forgive, the one who will not retaliate, the one who will still answer the message even after being ignored for weeks. You already know exactly what I am talking about. You remember the moment when someone realized you would not push back. Everything changed after that moment. Their tone changed. Their respect disappeared quietly. Their expectations grew, and you stayed because loyalty felt like strength. It was not strength. It was permission. Here is the part nobody tells you. Betrayal almost never starts with hatred. It starts with certainty. Certainty that you will not do anything about it. Certainty that you will stay calm. Certainty that you will forgive again. Certainty that your loyalty matters more to you than your self-respect. Julius Caesar trusted people who depended on him. He believed loyalty came from gratitude, but the men who stood closest to him knew something he did not want to admit. Predictable loyalty makes you easy to remove. When the moment came, the people who benefited the most from him were the ones who ended him. You think that kind of betrayal only happens in history. It happens every day in quieter ways. You get ignored instead of stabbed. You get used instead of respected. You get replaced instead of attacked. But the logic is the same. The more loyal you are, the less valuable your loyalty becomes. Read that again in your head. Slowly, the more loyal you are, the less valuable your loyalty becomes, because people do not respect what they never fear losing. If that sentence made you uncomfortable, that means it is true for you. And here is something even worse. Part of you already knows this. You have felt it many times. You have stayed loyal even after you knew the other person did not deserve it. You stayed because you wanted to prove something. You wanted to prove you were different. You wanted to prove you were better. You wanted to prove that loyalty would eventually force them to respect you. It never does. You did not stay loyal because they deserved it. You stayed loyal because you needed to believe loyalty made you valuable. That is the truth you do not say out loud. And the moment you admit it, you stop playing the role they designed for you. Only a small number of people will keep listening right now. Most people will leave because they would rather protect their self-image than face this truth. If you are still here, that means you are not looking for comfort anymore. You are looking for clarity. Now you need to understand the real trap. It is not loyalty itself, it is psychological debt. Debt is the cleanest form of control ever created. Not financial debt, emotional debt. The kind that lives inside your head and controls your decisions without anyone needing to force you. Think about the people who helped you the most in the past. Think about the people who gave you something when you needed it. Now think about how hard it feels to say no to them. Think about how quickly guilt appears when you even consider refusing. That is not kindness, that is ownership. The person who helps you at the right moment often does not expect gratitude. They expect access. They expect influence. They expect the right to control your future decisions, and you give it to them because you feel indebted. Joseph Stalin understood this perfectly. He did not build loyalty through love. He built it through dependence. He helped people just enough that they felt they owed him everything. And the moment someone tried to step away, the debt became a weapon against them. You think you are free because nobody forces you, but the strongest chains are the ones you tighten yourself. And you have done this more than once. You have stayed in situations that damaged you because someone once did something good for you. You have tolerated disrespect because part of you believed leaving would make you ungrateful. You have stayed silent when you should have spoken because loyalty felt like the right thing to do. Say it honestly to yourself right now. You have stayed in a situation long after you knew it was wrong. You have defended someone who did not deserve it. You have forgiven someone who did not even respect the forgiveness. You have done all of that and called it loyalty. This is where the script flips. Because the problem is not them. The problem is that you still treat loyalty like a moral value instead of a strategic tool. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That does not mean you control the world. It means you control your response. It means loyalty is not something you owe. It is something you choose. And anything you choose can also be withdrawn. Tonight you stop treating loyalty like a virtue. You start treating it like a weapon. Because powerful people never give unconditional trust. They never give permanent loyalty. They give controlled loyalty, measured loyalty, strategic loyalty. Queen Elizabeth I ruled a kingdom full of enemies who pretended to be allies. She survived because she never trusted completely. She listened, she observed, she waited. And when someone showed weakness or betrayal, she did not hesitate. She did not apologize. She acted. Power is a language. Some people speak it fluently. Others only hear it when it is used against them. When you speak the language of power, you understand that silence is not weakness. Silence is pressure. Silence forces the other person to reveal themselves. Silence turns you from the one being judged into the one doing the judging. You have spent too much time explaining yourself, too much time trying to prove loyalty, too much time trying to be understood. Powerful people do not explain loyalty. They observe reactions. They test boundaries. They watch who becomes uncomfortable when you stop overgiving. The strongest players do not break loyalty. They redesign it so that others break themselves trying to maintain it. That is the level you need to reach. You already feel the shift happening. The moment you stop chasing approval, something changes inside you. The fear gets replaced by distance. The distance gets replaced by clarity, and clarity becomes power. But this is the point where most people turn back, because clarity is dangerous. Once you see the game, you cannot pretend anymore. Once you understand how loyalty has been used against you, you cannot go back to being the safe option. You have two choices now. Continue living as the loyal person everyone can predict, or become the silent person nobody can read. If you stay loyal in the old way, you already know what happens. Nothing changes. The same people keep taking. The same disrespect continues. The same quiet anger builds inside you every night. If you change, the reaction will be immediate. People will notice. People will test you. People will try to pull you back into the old role. That is when you discover who respected you and who only needed you. The ignored always become dangerous when they finally stop asking to be seen. Not because they become loud, because they become precise. Edward Bernays did not control people by shouting. He controlled them by shaping what they believed was normal. He understood something that most people never learn. The person who controls perception controls loyalty, and the person who controls loyalty controls behavior. You have been reacting your whole life. Now you start designing reactions instead. You stop answering instantly. You stop explaining every decision. You stop defending yourself to people who never defended you. You stop rewarding disrespect with patience. You stop proving loyalty where it is not respected. This is not about becoming cruel. It is about becoming selective. Loyalty must become rare. Silence must become deliberate. Power must become a language you speak fluently. You will notice something strange very quickly. The people who only valued your loyalty will become uncomfortable first. They will push. They will test. They will try to guilt you. They will remind you of the past. They will try to make you feel selfish for protecting yourself. That reaction exposes everything. The biggest threat in any group is not the loud rebel. It is the quiet person who stops needing approval, because approval is the currency that keeps you controllable. The moment you stop needing it, the game changes permanently. Now listen carefully to this part, because this is where most people fail. They think becoming powerful means becoming aggressive. That is wrong. The most dangerous people are calm. Calm people make better decisions. Calm people hold silence longer. Calm people allow others to expose themselves completely. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is pressure. When you stop reacting instantly, the other person starts revealing their real intentions. When you stop defending yourself, they start explaining too much. When you stop chasing respect, they start feeling the loss of control. That is when power shifts. And you know exactly who in your life will panic first if you change. The person who depends the most on your loyalty is the person who fears your independence the most. You do not need to attack them. You only need to stop rewarding them. Now everything connects. Loyalty without power made you predictable. Predictability made you replaceable. Replaceability made you easy to ignore. And being ignored slowly turned you into someone who doubts their own value. That ends tonight. Machiavelli wrote, "It is much safer to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. That does not mean you become cruel. It means you stop relying on love as protection. It means you understand that respect built on fear of losing you is stronger than affection built on certainty that you will stay. Tonight, you stop begging to be valued. You become someone whose absence creates consequences. You become someone whose silence creates tension. You become someone whose loyalty must be earned again every day. Power is a language. You start learning it now. Silence is a weapon. You start using it now. Being ignored was not your punishment. It was your training. Everything that hurt you gave you information. Every moment of disrespect showed you how people think. Every moment of being overlooked taught you how invisible power actually works. You were not weak. You were studying without realizing it. Now the laboratory closes. The real game begins. If this video reached you at 1 in the morning, it is not an accident. People who feel completely comfortable never look for content like this. People who still believe loyalty protects them never listen this far. Only people who feel something inside them changing stay until this point. So make the decision clearly in your own mind, not out loud, not for anyone else, for yourself. You are not going to be the loyal person who waits to be respected anymore. You are going to become the person who decides who deserves loyalty in the first place. And if you want to keep hearing things that most people are too afraid to admit, you already know what to do next. Not for me, for yourself. Because following this path is not entertainment. It is a decision about who you are becoming. Type one sentence in your own words that proves you understand what loyalty really is, not for anyone reading it, for yourself. Remember this when the screen goes dark tonight. Loyalty only protects you when you have the power to withdraw it. Otherwise, it protects everyone except you.